And we welcome you back to the Armchair Announcers Table podcast. I am Johnny.
I'm Chuck.
Nah, Mike.
Hey guys, we decided last time on our last podcast, if you didn't watch and this is your first one, go back and look because just to
Go watch it.
get caught up. I mean, come on. We give you some weekly updates of what's going on in the world of the WWE and any other thing in the wrestling world that we want to go back and grab. But in between weekly updates, we thought we'd come in here and come up with some interesting little topics and give us our top 5 each on those particular topics. And Mike grabbed the first topic for us to play with, and it's heel turns. Guys, and off camera, we did a random draw, and the way this is going to work every time we do these, whoever draws first is going to get to put their best 5 out there. Did y'all go top 5 or did you go best? What'd you do? How'd you pick them? What did you use? What criteria?
I went back and I don't know if you consider them the best, but the ones that I put a list of about 13 or 14 without even looking. And then I went back and did some research and thought I found 5 or 6 more. Then just started wiping them out. So I went to the top 5 that I remember the most. That really made me want to follow something along. That was really impactful to the wrestling world.
I got that, Mike. What'd you use? What was your criteria?
Yeah, that's the same thing. But when I thought of it, I didn't come up quite as many. Only probably 7 or 8 that we could think of. But after doing some research, there's a few more. But yeah, it's just the ones that meant a lot to me that stuck with me.
That stuck out. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. Well, what I did, I mean, since we did a random draw before this happens, the way this is going to work is that whoever draws number 1 is going to give us their 5, and then we're going to take a break. And on a separate podcast, we're going to start a new podcast. And whoever drew second can do their 5. But the rule is they can't use any of the same 5 the first guy used. And so whoever the lucky guy is that draws the third number, which was me this week, he can't use any of the 10 that they use. And we don't know what each other has chosen. That's one thing we're keeping away from each other. So, guys, I found 27 heel turns, by golly, that I thought might be worth talking about. So
yeah, I really want to get to yours. Because you're going to have to dig deep. Because we're close enough in age that I guarantee you're going to hit some of mine that I'm taking from you. But
yeah. Probably so. Yeah. So I tell you, let's have some fun here, fellas. Mike, this is your show, my man. Give us your first. Are they going to be in any particular?
Are they in order, like 5 to 1, or just?
I planned on starting with number 5 and work my way up.
All right,
I was kind of
fire away.
And I'll just go ahead and I'll throw them on the screen here as you say them, so we can be sure to keep up. Mike, give me your number 5.
Okay. Well, first off, I want to say I did get a new shirt that I wanted to make sure and wear today.
What do you got?
What we got?
That's for
Jesus.
You got Dan Dan Housen. You are. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, well, I wore this one because today's opening day, so it's.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and our team unfortunately took a beating.
Well, the Cubs are going to lose one every now. I still think they're still going to win the division, but that's another podcast. But anyway, let's move on. Who's your number 1, Mike?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5. I know I brought some visual prompts.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah,
bring it on. Show me what you got.
Copyrighted. Plus, most of my top 5, they were after plastics were made, so I have figures. I know some of yours probably.
So if we didn't hope to have children watching this,
what are we talking about? I've seen our viewers. Until we get more, we can say whatever we want.
Yeah, it's big talk from a guy who's 50 years old. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I go back to 1998.
Okay.
CW Super Brawl 8, and got these 2 guys here.
My
favorite.
Oh yeah,
one of my favorite tag teams.
Yeah,
and it turned out to be my favorite heel of all time. He's the only guy that I can think of offhand after he turned heel. Scott Steiner turned on his brother. He's never looked back. He never was a face again.
That was one of my 27.
I had it on my list. I didn't know if you would do it or not, but he got eliminated for mine. But I remember it well.
Yeah, it was a good one. I remember it well. And something that makes this a good turn for me was the fact that I really didn't see that one coming.
No,
I really didn't.
That's what makes them. That's what makes them so good when you don't know it's coming.
I didn't see that one coming.
No.
And
No,
I
He
agree with
started
you. Go ahead, Mike.
there at the very end. He started to swell up a lot. He was getting a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And there was a few matches there at the end that he wouldn't even tag in Rick,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
and
true. That's true.
you could tell
It,
that something was boiling.
it
But
was
I
the
did,
good. It was the good old fashioned
Yeah.
slow build, which you're going to find that in a lot of these, especially on mine once we get to them. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
it should have been done.
No,
that
it was.
one.
I'll give
I
it. Good choice, Mike. Good
I
choice.
hated it at the time because I was a huge Steiner fan.
Yeah.
I
Right.
hated it at the time.
That's what makes it so good now, though.
Yeah.
It made an impact.
Exactly.
But man, when he started doing the big booty daddy and the, man, there's not a better heel in the game
Well,
to this day.
well,
He's
and
my number one heel.
I agree. I agree with some of this, but come on, you gotta say some of his promos kind of screwed him up.
Nah, I loved him.
I mean, come on. Come on.
I
He was never one. He was a good trash talker, but he wasn't a great talker, if you know what I mean.
No, he stumbled. He stumbled a lot, but
I agree. He was a
but
hell.
yeah,
he
yeah.
was a hell of a bad guy.
He was one of those guys that was a much better heel than he was a good guy. That's for sure.
absolutely.
That's for sure.
That I agree with both of you.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and never
All right.
looked back.
What
Never
you got
was.
on number?
That's true. To this day, he's still a psychopath.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is. Yeah, and his
Absolutely.
nephew's just as
Yeah.
bad,
Exactly.
just as good. I mean, hell, I love him. I love
Oh,
Ron.
he's
Brandon.
awesome.
I love him.
Man, great.
All right, Mikey, what do you got at number
What
4?
we got? Number 4.
Number 4 starts in a barber shop with these two guys.
Yep.
Oh, yep, I got that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all- I
Marty
knew.
Jannetty,
I figured we all we're gonna have that one.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Yep.
He puts him through the glass. That
I'm
at
surprised.
the time.
I'm surprised you had that one. Really, I thought that was just
I-
a tad
I
bit
had-
before your time.
That was going to be
That's-
on my final 5 because I didn't think he'd have it. But
No,
all right.
I was 14 years old at that
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
1992. That was like, man, one of my favorite. I
Yeah.
loved the Rockers.
Mhm.
Before that, I loved the Rock and Roll Express, and it
Mhm.
they were when I was really young,
Mhm.
and it kind of morphed into the Rockers for me in my head for some reason. I
Well,
Right.
the Rockers were Rock and Roll Express light.
Right.
I mean,
And
Yeah.
I
was.
loved the Rockers for the longest time. And
They
then
were-
when that happened,
They were the one of the few tag teams at the time in WWE that did the high flying, the drop kicks, the off the rope.
They did the teamwork
yeah.
moves. and
the
everything,
teamwork stuff. They had pretty good tag groups at that time.
Yeah.
But on this one, we all saw Shawn slowly floating.
Yeah.
I mean, he stopped wearing all the little bandanas. He started wearing the leather. He started to, talk a little more smack. But it was a great one. Good choice.
Yeah. That's and
You talk about one screwing up somebody else's career and not the other.
oh,
Yeah. Well, Marty did a lot of that on his own. I mean,
well, true. but
all you
still.
guys that don't know the history of Marty Jannetty, take a run down the internet and get ready to go down.
Just
a big,
type that
bad
name in
rabbit
there
hole.
and go down that rabbit hole.
and also that was one of my favorite calls from Bobby the Brain Heenan. He said Marty Jannetty just tried to dive through the window to escape.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I laugh every time I hear
He
that.
tried to drive through the window and get out of it.
That's awesome.
He was trying to get away.
Yes, that was.
That's just great.
I gotta give you double props. Double props. Good job.
Mhm.
That was on my list as well. So
It was definitely on mine. It was on my
Again.
finalized list. So,
again,
yeah,
that's why I have 27 choices.
it was a good one.
That-
It
that's
was a good
awesome.
one.
That's awesome to hear.
Well, and what it did for Michaels, like Chuck just said, Michaels just went like this, and Jannetty just
Oh,
he-
yeah.
he just disappeared
Yeah.
until he came back with Al Snow,
Ah,
Yeah.
the new
love-
Rockers,
The new Rockers.
Leaf
love Ed.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
uh,
What
all
do you
right.
got?
Number 3,
What do you got?
we're going to 1997.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't have an action figure for this person
Uh-oh.
who I think is I don't know. I wonder if y'all will question this, but I don't think so. It's the biggest heel turn, I think.
Okay.
Vince McMahon. I have a
Ooh.
knockoff Vince McMahon. He's this guy.
Yeah.
That's Eric Bischoff.
Bischoff.
Right. But I go back to Vince McMahon. I go to Survivor Series. My man Bret Hart got screwed.
I
Vince
I
McMahon
I
turned into the
didn't
big.
have it
I
on my list, but I've got to give you props.
I
Yeah,
debated on that one because I didn't, like Mike said, I don't know.
I mean, he kicked off the Attitude
Yes, it
Era.
did.
It
I
It
did.
did.
mean, it
Well,
changed
yeah.
everything.
Well, the
Oh, it
funny,
changed the game a little bit, that's for sure.
yeah, and some, we've all
It
watched
blurred
tons
those
of,
it blurred those lines.
yeah, and we've all watched tons of shows on it and documentary and on it. But I saw one not too long ago actually that said that that McMahon actually thought that he was going to end up being a babyface on this deal.
Mhm.
He really thought
Yeah.
the WWF universe just going to be pissed off at Brett for cutting them loose and running, but no,
Yep.
it didn't work out that way. And I'm
No,
glad it didn't. I mean, McMahon became one of the best heels in the history of wrestling.
It was.
absolutely
And
to this
it's
day.
and still, that's what's funny, it's still to this day with all the inside stuff that goes on now and
Oh, yeah.
all the spoilers and all the,
Oh yeah.
you still get 50-50. People say it was a setup, everybody knew it. Other people say no way, it was a
Ugh.
surprise. It was, you
Well,
just
we've
don't
heard.
know.
I mean, I'm
You just
sure
don't
you
know.
guys have heard. I've heard Cornette talk about it. I've heard Hart talk about it. I've heard Michaels talk about it. I've heard
Right.
uh, Michael
Nash.
Hayes talk about it.
Yeah,
I've heard
Nash. Yeah,
Nash talk about it. You
all
hear
of them.
Triple A. You hear everybody that's got their own view,
Yes.
and it's one of those things that just believe what you want to believe. By God,
Mhm.
it happened, and it was it was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It's a good choice, Mike. I didn't have it on my
Thank
list, but I think that's a great heel because McMahon
was.
he turned.
Oh
Definitely.
man,
He turned.
he was the best heel ever. He was. Yeah,
Well, now
that
we're
was.
now. See, now you're going
Well,
down.
not the best. No,
Now
I
you're
didn't.
going down another
No,
top
sorry.
5 list here.
Yeah, no, but he pulled it off. Man, it was great.
Yeah, he did, and it just went on for ever.
Hey, yeah, it changed.
Forever. Well,
Changed everything.
Well, you're right.
really
It changed the direction of wrestling.
Yeah,
It just did.
and it opened up a lot. I mean, like
Yep.
the behind the scenes stuff and everything. It's
Yes.
just a lot of stuff that you didn't normally get to be a
If you
part
think I'm
of.
not looking at y'all, by the way, I got my laptop over here, my camera's over here. So but I am looking at you when I'm not looking at the camera. So I just kind of feel like I'm on a Batman TV show or something. I'm doing this. All right, Mike, give me your number 2. Number 2.
All right, number 2. I'm 11 years old, 1989.
Oh my God.
What do you got in 89?
No kidding.
I'm going back to the Mega Powers.
Oh,
Mega
Well-
Powers and the Twin Towers.
well, I'm gonna balk at you on this one. Savage and Hogan, in my eyes, never were a team. They never were. They hated each other from the beginning. Savage, in my eyes, has always been one of the greatest heels. Hogan is Hogan, and I don't think Savage ever turned. I think Savage played him just like a cheap fiddle.
No, that's when you're 11 years. When you're 11 years old, I loved Macho Man and Hulk Hogan together. It was the greatest,
No,
And I love Miss
remember it well.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. Well,
And she was like royalty at the time.
Well, but
And-
looking back, but looking back at it now that you're 50 years old, now that and you look back at it, you kind of knew Savage was never going to stay. He never was going to stay.
Yeah, I don't. At that time, I was just. I was wrapped up in that story. I remember seeing him throw Miss Elizabeth around,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never seen anything like that. I don't remember ever seeing any girls getting hurt in wrestling.
Right.
And he talked.
Well, the thing is with Savage, that wasn't an act.
No. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and listening to Hogan talk, if you go back and watch any of those promos back in those late '80s or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
they were both coked up and out of their minds, and they were insane.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just remember as a little kid, that was the first time I ever seen violence against a woman, and it was him throwing her around, and I just thought, I mean, it just blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But boy, did you hate him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Boy, did you hate him.
That's the tell of a heel turn that had an effect on you.
For
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
That one
Yeah.
stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
That's the purpose of the list, as far as I'm
it's a
concerned.
damn good choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn good choice.
All right.
In your eyes. I mean, I didn't have it on my list because I never thought it was a turn, but man, the way you describe it, I can't argue with
Can't argue it.
you. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But that was one of those I didn't put on my list because I had a feeling he was going to have that one and probably this number one.
Well, and the thing about the key of what Mike just said, in my opinion, is that he was 11 years old.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's
And it made that impact.
that's when you like he's talked about his niece, she's for the viewers out there, she's a huge wrestling fan. How old is she now?
10.
She's 10 and she's got
Yeah.
6 or 7 belts. She's a Rhea Ripley fan. If Rhea ever turns heel or EO turns on Rhea,
This
bless
is
her heart.
Yeah, that's her number one.
That's her 11-year-old nightmare, like you had with Savage and Hogan.
Yeah,
Right.
you have some explaining to do.
That's right. Okay, honey. Okay, we gotta talk, hon. We gotta talk. Oh man,
Sure.
well, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you came through that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I pulled
All right. So now here it is.
Here we
Mike's
go.
Number
Number
one.
one.
right.
What do
I'm
you
sure
got?
you know 1996.
Okay.
Ash at the Beach.
There you go.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Hogan as the third man.
Yep.
we got
I knew we
these
would all
guys
have that one,
who-
so I didn't even bother putting it on my list.
Well,
but that one was.
Well, right along with his McMahon thing,
You can't argue that.
This one changed wrestling forever as well.
Yes.
changed everything.
It did.
That's it. In my eyes, NWO is bigger than WCW. And I was a loyal WCW guy, but what they did with NWO at that time in my
Yeah.
life,
Yeah.
At that time,
that
then they-
run,
Yeah.
yeah.
man.
Well,
Then they killed it.
At the
Yeah.
time, I agree. It was a great faction. It was a great
Mhm.
idea. But whenever they added their 17th person,
Yeah.
okay, guys, there's
Yeah,
nobody
it-
left to go against.
Yeah.
It should have stayed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric. It
Yeah.
should have stayed.
Yeah.
There you
It
go.
should have stayed at maybe 5 guys.
4 or 5 and Bischoff.
Yeah,
and then
and or even you could even kept DiBiase in there, but
Right.
you have a couple of mouthpieces and you have 4 or 5 badasses and let them just rule the roost.
Yeah.
That'd have been great.
But then
But it just got
everybody. Yeah.
you had no heels, you had no good guys, you had no bad guys, you had you had the Horsemen trying to be the Horsemen, you had Sting and these guys trying to be good guys, but the Horsemen wanted to be with them because the NWO was over here.
Yeah, it
And
turned into a cluster F.
and
Yes.
then the
And-
Wolf Pack, and it just but
Well,
for the impact it had, Mike, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
come on.
I think just about any kind of list you hit that's got this topic,
You can't
anybody who
deny it.
follows it, it's going to be a top 2 or 3. It's got to be
It has to
with
be.
the impact that it had on the business.
It has. Well, I remember, I was sitting in Chuck's living room watching the pay-per-view, and
Mm-hmm.
I still remember it to this day. Whenever Chuck caught it and I didn't.
Yeah.
Whenever Hogan was coming out,
Mhm.
Chuck said, "Did Heenan just say whose side is he on?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, "Shit."
He said what? He
Well,
said what?
whenever Hogan come walking out, Dusty and Shivani were saying, "There's Hogan." And Heenan
Dusty's
said-
yelling, "Go get him, baby!"
and Heenan said, "Well, whose side is he on?" "Oh, Bobby,
Why?
Bobby,
Why?
Yeah.
I didn't
Bobby."
I never
Yeah.
knew that.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
back and watch it.
You
and
go
listen
back
to
and
the
watch it.
audio.
You'll hear him because Chuck said that, and I said, "Did he really?"
What a-
He said that. Oh shit! I'll go back and watch it. Sure enough, Bobby blew it. But yeah,
But it
that
was good. You talk about one that nobody saw coming.
Well, Mike, that's pretty good top 5, Mike. You had 2 of them that actually changed the
Mhm.
the direction of professional wrestling. They
Yeah.
just weren't heel turns. They actually turned promotions.
Yeah,
So,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
it's pretty solid.
No, without a doubt.
Thank you.
I'm just looking it over, see if there's something I can say I can spit on. But other than Savage and Hogan, I gotta agree with you. Everybody was in my list too. So kudos, Mikey. You got
Hey.
anything you want to finish up and say as you got a? Do you got an honorable mention or did you leave it at 5?
An honorable mention, yes.
I'll give you an honorable mention.
We're gonna
since I
get
got
one
20
honorable mention.
Well,
Gotcha.
since I
All
got
right.
27 or so, I gotta
Oh,
get rid
shit.
of some of
One
these.
honorable mention. I couldn't find a good tipping point because
Right.
it was such a progression,
Right.
and I don't know how many people consider it a heel turn,
Mm.
but when Sting was going through his crow era, coming
Right.
out of the rafters and beating people with bats,
Right.
there was a lot of
Heel
hill-ish
type. Yeah.
Right.
stuff going on
He was
there.
Yeah.
yeah, he was doing
Yeah,
that
you didn't
borderline
really
stuff. Right.
you didn't really know because he never really attacked a so-called face wrestler,
Yeah,
No. It
but
was
he
always
did.
the
no,
there
it
was
was
always the intent was there, but
Yeah, the intent.
yeah.
yeah,
I didn't put him on here. I thought about him because
yeah,
he did. They tried to play it off like he turned his back on WCW. He turned his back on the fans. He turned his back on
Yeah.
the good guys, but he never really turned
yeah,
into a bad guy. So I know where you're
yeah,
coming with it. I know
yeah.
I had the same thoughts.
I
Same
I
thoughts.
I love that era. I was that was the Crow, the or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. He'd have the Falcon from time to time,
Mhm.
and or
Mhm.
whatever birds. I don't know.
It was wonderful. I
Yeah,
mean,
there
the
was
character himself was great.
Mhm. Very
yeah,
much so.
The whole persona was great. The way they carried it off was great. It's just
yeah.
after a little while, the whole
They
story
blew it.
we could do an
Uh,
entire cast on the NWO and what how bad or good or great or fantastic, and then the slow
the
descent into
the letdown.
nothingness, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
well, good job, Mike. Here you go. Here you go.
Hey, thank you,
Yeah,
I'll
thank
that
you.
give
was
you some
impressive.
applause
That was
here. Nice
good.
start. All right,
I
so
appreciate it.
we're gonna shut this one down right about now. Chuck drew number 2, so we're gonna give him a few minutes to get his top 5 in order since he's got some he's got to throw off of his list.
Yep, gotta
I got
gotta
to
kill a
mark a
couple.
few off mine, and we appreciate you coming in for this part 1 of a part 3 series of heel turns of professional wrestling. And you guys got anything else?
I don't think so. It's a good start.
All right, anything else,
Nah, that
Mike?
should be good. No, that should do it.
All righty. Well, we'll see y'all here shortly. Watch part 2, and we'll continue on. We appreciate you. Thanks.
See ya.
See